Good afternoon. This is Michael B., and I'll be your host today. This is the continuing podcast series on the anatomy of modern romance scams. I want to thank you for your time listening today. Truly appreciate you being here. I know that there are many places where you can invest your time. I appreciate you investing it with me, and I'll try and spread as much knowledge and information as I can within the next few minutes. This podcast is a series that explains romance scams and how they take hold in the gap between emotion and logic. And I hope that concept is starting to resonate because that's where these scams live and that's where these operators thrive. And it's important that we talk about this and understand it because the damage is severe. It's not just financial, but the damage occurs to relationships and lives long before the loss is fully understood. I know this because it happened to me. It's devastating, and if it happens to you, you and your family will continue to work through the aftermath for years to come, and I'm not exaggerating that. My goal is simple, to pull back the curtains and expose how these scams work so that you can recognize them before they recognize you. If you go the distance, they will. And that will be time that you'll desperately want back. Today I want to talk about what happens after that first yes. This is a critical podcast recording. It's extremely difficult for me to record. And I know it's going to be difficult for my family to listen to. But we are committed now, as part of what we do, to help people understand how these work, how these come about, and how to get out of them. All right. After the first yes, that's where things start to get real. The first yes, it opens the door. The second and every yes after that locks you in. So by now, something really important has already happened. You likely took the first step and it worked. You saw it, you felt it, you maybe even moved a small amount of money and it came back. In my case, it started with $100. It started out in my actual crypto wallet, got transferred to a fake platform, which also had my wallet and all my credentials on it, where this person was investing right with me, dollar for dollar, and we kept seeing our combined account go up. Seamless, painless, end-to-end painless. And that cements what comes next. Because now this doesn't feel like risk anymore. It feels like progress, real progress. And this is where the momentum starts to kick in. Things start to move faster. The conversations feel more focused, more intentional. If things felt real before, the doubts are fading. They truly are. The honey has been put out and the bees are coming. You're not just talking anymore. You're building something. They reinforce all of that, all the dream building with, you're doing great. See how this works? This is how people grow accounts. And you're so important that I'm sharing this with you. This knowledge is not available to everyone. And listen how they talk to you. Dear, darling, honey, oh my gosh. Those words, they elicit dopamine response. Those words, they matter. That's not random. That's dopamine. That's connection. That's positioning themselves alongside or maybe even above the most important people in your life. Now question that. Does that resonate with you? If it does, you're in serious trouble. You have been, and you are. And piece by piece, things start to make sense. This is where the dream building really kicks in. Not as a dream anymore, but as something that feels just within reach. And that will be critical going forward. There's going to be some things that come up. Oh, it got blocked because of why? But you're going to get those reassurances. Honey, I've talked to consortium, I've talked to mom, I've talked to the people I know. This happens. We're so close. Don't panic. I'm with you dollar for dollar. I'm here. I love you. You see how those conversations are and how they keep you involved and how your risk guardian alarms are now subsiding. In fact, you may not even be thinking about the risk. That's by design. You're close enough to believe, but you're never close enough to touch. Okay? Just if you're close enough, what I mean by that is you'll have money in your wallet on that fake crypto account. You can see it. You can see hers. You can see both your combined accounts growing. Things are looking good, really good. Okay? But remember, that's when emotion is leading. This isn't greed. There may be a component of that. I won't lie to you. There may be a component of greed, but it's reshaped. It's what's possible if this continues. Okay? Logic is no longer in control. It's all emotion. Very little logic. And when emotion is leading, again, logic is no longer in control. Now that's commitment and pressure. And both are starting to take their toll. But here's what you need to understand. As the amounts increase, the warning flags start flying. They have to, because now the stakes are real. You feel it. There may be some hesitation. There's going to be some questions. Something's not quite right. It's so good that the old adage of, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. That will play over and over in your head. And don't suppress it. Don't let it out. Pay very close attention to that. Because the reassurances are always there. They're immediate. They're confident. They're calm. They're loving. I'm right beside you. Okay? No matter what happens, I'm right here with you. Honey, I'm investing too. Look, this is what I'm doing. We're a full partnership now. And you can see it. It's so sophisticated. You can see the balance is growing. You see the transactions hitting. You see the growth. And everything looks legitimate. The platform responds. The numbers move. It looks real because it's designed to look real. They're so good at it. Their software mimics legitimate systems. It mirrors real data. It creates the illusion of reality, of real systems, of control. And now you trust the platform, the system, and your teacher. That's the lock. You're no longer testing. You're fully involved. You're participating. And this is where people get in way over their heads. You may still hear that voice. Something's not right. But every time it showed up, it gets answered immediately. Because doubt needs time. And they don't give you any. And if this sounds repetitive, it is. Because the game hasn't changed. It's just gotten more intense, more real. Here's something to watch out for. Early on, they qualify you. Well, if we did have a charity or we had this situation, how much could you donate? How much would you donate? How much would you invest? Honey, I'll put in as much as you do. How much do you want to put in? Now, they're not just talking, they're measuring. This can come at any point in the conversation. They're trying to understand how much you have and are you worth continuing to play this game with? Because they're already involved in this. You're involved with them probably for several months before all of this starts to, quote unquote, get real. Okay? So they're trying to understand what you have. Now, this could be injected in the very beginning. You could have had that video call. Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to make sure that you're who you are because you know how the scams are these days. If you don't, buckle in because you're going to learn if you keep going. But again, they're trying to understand what you have. What are you worth? Are you worth pursuing? Because you trust them, you'll tell them. You are going to tell them, I have thus and such amount that I can put forth to what we have. Okay? Now, if it's enough, they'll keep after you. But remember, they're mirroring you. So it becomes this for that, tit for tat. Do you see what I'm saying there? Okay, when we did the first transaction, I borrowed it from the platform. Okay, I borrowed that from them, not her, but from the platform. More legitimacy. We invested that. It bought cryptocurrency. I made a profit within 5 days. It came back to my account. I paid bills with it. Realization, reality. Okay? It starts small. It begins to build. They're spinning the web. It's really what it is. They're spinning the web and they're spinning it for you. Okay? So if you're in this position, if you're in this situation right now, you have to challenge it. Ask them for a real video call. Not just face. Ask them to stand up, move around, change angles, turn around. Because right now, AI struggles with that. If they set up a video call and they're always at their desk getting ready to fix their face and go out or whatever, guess what? That is a huge red flag. Okay? Now, I want to be extremely clear. My experience may not mirror yours, but this is how they do happen. They qualify you, They show you how things work. They start small. They develop their relationship. They replace the relationships or become as important as the other relationships in your life. It's all planned. It's all predicated. It does take time, but for the amount of money that you stand to lose, that they stand to make, that there won't be any traces of because it's crypto, you're worth the investment. You're worth the investment in their time. That's all it is. They don't love you. They don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about anything. Not one iota. You need to definitely understand that. Here's another thing that you can do. Insist on meeting in person. If they won't, or they can't, or they set something up and all of a sudden, oh, I'm even here, but something happened and I had to stay in the cab and go back and catch a flight back home. If they won't meet you, or they can't, or they keep making excuses for, oh, we were so close, but something happened. If you're not sitting down with them face to face over a table, over a cup of coffee or your choice of beverage, that's your answer. Does that make sense? That is your answer. The relationship that you think you're in, that's very powerful, very important, and everything's set. Everything looks great. But you know that business is not that smooth. Things just are not that smooth. Okay? And you need to remember this above everything else. You can just tell me to sit down and be quiet. Because the FBI is very clear on this. No one is going to teach you how to invest in cryptocurrency over the internet. Even face to face, I would be very cautious. Any investment, but especially cryptocurrency, because it can't be traced. It's so difficult to trace those transactions. Why do you think the scammers use them? Why do you think it's not money to money? Think about that. No one is going to teach you how to invest in cryptocurrency over the internet. No one. That's happening. You're not learning. They are not teaching you. You're being set up. You have been from the beginning. You're getting herded step by step up the chute. And by this point, you may already feel it. You're deeper than you planned. A lot deeper. Further than you expected. The second yes, the third yes, the fourth yes, they just don't feel dangerous. It all works. It's by design. This is where the trap is tightening and the commitments get larger. The pressure increases. Now, please understand the gap between emotion and logic. That is key. We've talked about it, but it's wide open. And your scammer is living in it. Okay? They are living in it because now they pushed it. They pushed it. It's mostly emotional right now. Very little logic. Logic comes up as a warning. Gosh, can we really be making money like this? Okay, but emotionally, they're investing right with you. They have the same aspirations. They have the same dreams. They want to build it with you. They want to do everything with you, but they definitely want to build with you. That emotion is strong. It is vital to this relationship. They know it. It's wide open now. and they're living in it. This is happening to you right now. Listen carefully. You can still get out. And I'm not kidding you. 1 minute of your time will save you what seems like an eternity of heartbreak. Delete that person. Just delete the conversation. Block them. And walk away. And if you feel so inspired, call IC3 with the FBI and report the situation. If you've sent or spent any money, or if you feel like there might be some sort of intervention that they can take, please get in touch with law enforcement. Definitely stop engaging. Stop responding. And for Pete's sake, for everything that you hold dear, stop sending them any money, anything, gift cards, whatever. If they're asking you to invest, give anything money over the internet that somebody's asking you for, you are being scammed. That is 100%. That's 100% happening. Okay? If you're not sure where you are in this process, or something doesn't feel right, you can reach out. I'll respond to help you think through where you are and what to do next. Because once this progresses further, it gets harder. So much harder. The scam started with hello. That's another key thing that you need to understand. It took hold with the first yes, but the second yes, the third yes, the fourth yes, that is the trap. And you are just getting spun into a cocoon that you can't get out of, that you can barely breathe through. Ask me how I know. But there's still time to get out. And that's what you must do. Okay? It's not something that you need to do, not something that you have to do. It's something that you must do. You must do it. Do it today. Do it now. Look, I want to thank you for listening, for spending a few minutes with me today. This has been the Anatomy of Modern Romance Scams. If this episode helped you to better understand how these scams work, please consider sharing it with someone that you care about. Again, my situation may not be identical, but there are certain patterns that fit. There are rules that are so simple for you to take advantage of, and they apply to every scam situation that you're involved in. Awareness is one of the most powerful tools that we have to prevent others from becoming victims. So please share this information. Join me next time as we continue breaking down how these scams unfold. We'll continue to focus on the mechanics of how these are perpetrated. Follow the very simple rules for education and awareness, please. You'll be saving more than you know. Until then, stay aware and stay protected. Always, always stay safe. This is Michael B.